Greetings everyone, my name is Boone Zavik and I'm the Marketing Manager for Immuno Laboratories. Today we're going to be sharing several reviews of our physician clients and also some of their key staff members where they're sharing their experience with the Immuno blood print test. And the reason that we're doing this today is quite often, one of the biggest questions that we hear is, what is it exactly that food sensitivity test is going to do for me? How is it going to help me? What are the results like? Can you share some case studies? So I want to take several of these reviews that we've actually had from our own physician clients who tested themselves and then shared their experience. So we're going to go through each one of them. So first, we have Dr. Megan, who is a chiropractor, and her review begins with, I completed the Immuno Laboratories Blood Print 154 comprehensive test. Prior to taking the test, I experienced quite a few digestive symptoms, including lower digestive bloating and cramping. I was also experiencing frequent headaches and general muscle joint pain. I was somewhat aware of all of these symptoms, but taking the first symptoms checklist really opened my eyes to just how many things I was suffering from. I'm just going to put a quick pause. When she's mentioning the symptom checklist, she's actually referring to this document. The reason that we have our physician clients and their patients fill this out is that we want to have an idea of what symptoms they're experiencing, and really we want to understand a scorecard. We want to have a scorecard with them so that they understand, okay, these are all the things I'm having challenges with, and now I'm going to do this food sensitivity test. How is it that you're going to help me with these symptoms? So then we can keep moving forward in the program and they can see exactly where their challenges were, where their symptoms and health issues were, and then how they're improving throughout the 90-day program. My first symptom checklist resulted in 48 symptoms. So for Dr. Megan, her first symptom checklist, when we first do the analysis to see where you're at in your health, she had 48 of these symptoms that came up. After 90 days of the food elimination, I no longer experienced the frequent headaches or joint muscle pain. My digestive symptoms were much less severe and less often. My final symptom checklist resulted in 13 symptoms. So she went from 48 symptoms down to 13 symptoms. Following the program, I have a lot more energy, can concentrate better, and my memory is much sharper. Prior to completing the program, I had no idea just how severely all of these things were affecting my life. It was truly eye-opening to see the changes eliminating the foods made on my life, and I highly recommend it to all of my patients that suffer from similar symptoms as I did. And that's really one of the keys that our food sensitivity testing will have, is that quite often you have no idea, just how severely some of these things are affecting your life. And then in our test results, we're able to clearly show you here are your reactive foods, the foods that you want to stay away from. And then just below that, here are the foods that you can eat. And then on the next page, we have a 4-day rotation diet that shows you, all right, day 1, I can have this, day 2, day 3, day 4. So we want to make it really easy for you to take action. So we've got another great testimonial here. One of our reviews from a medical doctor, an MD, Dr. Carolyn. I find that the greatest tool I have with my patients is in addressing their food sensitivities. I repeat over and over that success is generally as good as the effort put into eliminating reactive foods. I found the same held true for me in taking the Immuno blood print and going through the process with Immuno Labs. A lot of little things improved. Her sleep was better, skin clearer, and mind clearer. Well worth the effort. So what Dr. Carolyn is referring to here in regards to the effort is, once you receive your test results, as I mentioned, reactive, non-reactive, and then the 4-day rotation diet, it's only going to work as well as you do, meaning you have to avoid the foods. But she's saying that even though she had to avoid all these foods, which usually the case is it's your favorite foods or foods that you routinely eat, even though it took some effort to remove those reactive foods, her effort paid off because she actually started feeling better. My assumption from Dr. Carolyn, as she's saying a lot of little things improved, was that she was probably already feeling quite well. But as we're starting to realize, your standard could be here, which is quite high, but we could take it up even higher. And that's where our food sensitivity test can even help someone that already has incredible health. So I have another review here. I believe this is from a physician in Austin, Texas. Their name is Dr. Leslie. I am a naturopathic physician and was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis 10 years ago. I have used many naturopathic treatments to successfully manage my rheumatoid arthritis over the years. But with the hormonal changes postpartum, I needed to try something new. I had a significant flare-up after my first pregnancy 3 years ago. So when I became pregnant with my second child, I decided to do a food allergy panel through Immuno Labs. My goal was to help minimize any postpartum flare-up by following my test results. I wanted to determine which foods my body was negatively reacting to and could potentially exacerbate any postpartum joint pain and inflammation. So this is incredible. They realized that in the past, they've had issues, especially around pregnancy and postpartum. So you know what? This time it's going to be different. And that's why this review is great, because they already had a baseline. So let's hear the rest. During my third trimester, I completed the immuno blood print and started avoiding all of my reactive foods shortly before my child was born. Rheumatoid arthritis symptoms typically come back around 6 to 8 weeks postpartum, as most women go into remission while pregnant. After 90 days of following my results, my joint inflammation continued to be nearly non-existent, and my postpartum experience was so much better than the first time around. I attribute this dramatic difference to following the Immuno Labs test results. I have always had a very healthy, strict diet, but this shows that even some healthy, whole foods can be a trigger for certain symptoms. I recommend the Immuno Labs blood print frequently for patients, but now after experiencing the results for myself, I am even more of a supporter. Discovering what foods your body is negatively reacting to can greatly improve your health and quality of life. Now that's one of the keys I really want to point out here, is that this physician said, I have always had a very healthy, strict diet, but this just shows that even some healthy whole foods, and that's what it comes down to, is really no matter what diet you're on, if you're on the Atkins diet, the paleo, gluten-free, Mediterranean, whatever the diet is, you want to still have a food sensitivity test so you can modify any of those diets for you, so that it fits for you with your unique body and the trigger foods that you want to make sure that you keep out of that diet. So that was incredible, and that's coming from someone that's a naturopathic physician, which usually they're a lot more schooled in nutrition and holistic health and how to really optimize their health. So to hear a physician like that, Dr. Leslie, say that we made a huge impact in her life and she's an even bigger supporter after experiencing it herself when she already had the baseline of her first pregnancy, to then see the difference in her second pregnancy after our food sensitivity test it's incredible. And these are the kind of results that we can help you with as well. We can help optimize your health, and we can pinpoint exactly which foods you need to avoid. So I have a couple more reviews here. This review is from Dr. Jason, who is a chiropractor in Arizona. I want to thank Immuno Labs for the results I have received from following through with the food avoidance plan that was done for me after performing the immuno blood print test. I realized by doing the test that I was eating many foods that were causing multiple symptoms in my body, and I didn't even realize it. Once I started the food avoidance with all of my reactive foods, I definitely noticed a difference within 30 days. My GI system didn't feel the best, and I definitely noticed a lot of inflammation in my body. This test helped reduce almost all of my symptoms, and I'm sure it helped many more problems. I would definitely recommend this test to anyone that is in less than optimal health, to help not only relieve symptoms, but also proactively improve your health. That's another big key that I mentioned earlier. You don't have to wait until you have for example, a decade of rheumatoid arthritis. You don't have to wait till that point where your health is kind of hit sort of rock bottom. You can start getting tested now, today, and just continue your optimal health. Who knows? Maybe you're at a standard here, and that health feels incredible, but even if we could just bump you up 10%, that could still make a great difference in your daily life and also in the performance they're able to do in your everyday life. For example, maybe you only just feel a bit bloated after meals. We could potentially get rid of all of that, but it first begins with finding out exactly what foods are right for you. So we're sharing these reviews and we're not giving blanket advice of, hey, make sure to always avoid this food or make sure to always avoid that food. Instead, we're simply telling you that your body is unique, and these reviews and stories are letting you know that no matter what your condition is, if it's chronically going on, we will more than likely be able to help you. So I have 2 more reviews. This review comes from Dr. Lindsay from Sarasota, Florida. So it's actually just a little bit north of us. I was fortunate to have an immunobloodprint 154 test in June of 2016. In June, that revealed a large number of food sensitivities. This did not come as a surprise, as I knew I had leaky gut and candida. And I have been working on my diet to heal my leaky gut. My biggest concerns were stomach cramps and moderate bloating. While my food sensitivity list was lengthy, meaning there's a whole lot of stuff that she needed to avoid, I was able to follow it at least 90% of the time, and I saw a moderate decrease in my bloating. In addition, I did not experience any stomach cramping. I saw an improvement in the dark circles under my eyes, and I felt more confident and energetic. I definitely recommend an immunobloodprint to my patients, and I will continue to do so. It is so helpful to have a tangible list in front of you of items that you know your body needs a rest from. It is helpful homework for those who have been playing a guessing game with learning their food triggers. It is also encouraging to perform the test and then repeat it later on to see the marked improvement. The immunobloodprint is reliable and a great asset to have in the office available for patients. So this is an incredible story where this physician is letting us know that not only did it help their primary symptoms that they were looking to have an improvement in, which was bloating and stomach cramps, but we were also able to help them in other areas of their health, such as the dark circles under their eyes. They're able to feel more confident and more energetic. And a lot of times the confidence comes from simply just feeling better, because you're no longer feeling bloated or tired or concerned about the dark circles under your eyes. So this is absolutely incredible. And I do agree with Dr. Lindsay that it is important to get retested. We find that when someone first tests with us, they'll have anywhere from maybe 20 to 40 reactive foods, but on that retest in 6 months to a year, usually their reactive number of foods will decrease by 50%. And that's because your gut's starting to heal, you've been avoiding foods, you're starting to really strengthen up your immune system. So that retest allows you kind of further optimize what foods you need to keep staying away from and which foods you can continue to eat. So I have one more review. This one is from Dr. Sarah, who is a gynecologist and obstetrics. I did not realize I had so many complaints until I completed the initial symptom checklist. Living in Arizona, I figured that my allergy symptoms were simply related to the dust and pollen that surrounded me daily. I was taking oral allergy medication and nasal steroids daily. I even completed a year of allergy injections for the IgE responses I had to surrounding pollens and molds. It wasn't until after my IgG food testing with Immuno Labs that I realized I had many food sensitivities. I just want to do a quick break there. When she's referring to allergies and pollens and IgE responses, IgE stands for immunoglobulin E. It's not the most creative name, but what it really stands for is you're having an immediate allergy. And this could either be from food, commonly you can think of like peanuts when someone eats it and swells up or has an anaphylactic reaction, or shellfish and shrimp. Things like that are common things that people have immediate allergies to. But they also have immediate allergies to pollens. So it comes that time of the year where there's more dust and pollen in the air, and they start getting really sneezy and red eyes, dry eyes, things like that. Those are also immediate allergies. But when she starts talking about her food sensitivities and an IgG response, that is a delayed sensitivity, meaning that if you're experiencing something at lunchtime or dinner time, it could have been triggered from breakfast or maybe even dinner the previous day. So it's really hard to pinpoint which food is having, that reaction with you unless you get tested. So that's what she's saying. She's having all these IgE responses, but then she had her IgG testing done, finding out her food sensitivities, and the results are incredible. It wasn't until after my IgG food testing with Immuno Labs that I realized I had many food sensitivities. After cutting out my offending foods for just 1 month, my congestion and post-nasal drip have never been better. It's rare that I have a problem now, and I don't need to take any allergy medications anymore. What a relief. I also noticed marked improvement in digestive issues and fatigue. I had to make many changes in my regular diet, and as I reacted strongly to many foods I consumed almost daily. The testing and dietary changes are well worth it, especially since many of those foods are highly recommended in the popular healthy diet trends. I strongly recommend the Immuno blood print testing for my patients. Thank you, Immuno Labs. So once again, that's what we mentioned in a previous review, which is even healthy foods, even what's touted to be a great trendy, you got to eat this food, it's a superfood, it's the best food, even that food could potentially be triggering an issue in your body. So it's hard to just go with that blanket advice of what's good for everyone because we're all so unique. We all have unique digestive systems and how we digest and assimilate various foods. So you really do need to find out what your specific blood print is and how your food sensitivities are showing up so you can just simply avoid those foods. So the process of getting tested with us, first we have you fill out a symptom checklist. And it might be hard to see in the camera, but essentially what we're going through is a bunch of different areas from digestive tract, ears, emotions, energy and activity, eyes, head, joint and muscles, different areas of your body to find out what symptoms are you experiencing. This now becomes a scorecard between you and either your physician or our laboratory to then start finding out how is it that we can help you get to better health. Then we give you your test results. And actually, our test kit is just this little guy right here. So it's this very small, compact box. And inside of it, we have all the things that you need. So this would actually go to either your physician or the phlebotomist who'd be drawing your blood. They would simply open this up. They'd follow the instructions on the box. And it really just comes down to being a simple blood test. So we do a simple blood draw. The blood serum comes back to our office, and then you package all this back up into the compact test kit and then ship it back to us. And we have all the shipping materials inside this. So actually I'll open it back up to show you everything that we have. So we have the tubes, which are in this styrofoam, and then we have the specimen preparation. So you'd actually give this to your physician or to the person who'd be drawing your blood. And then we have the FedEx billable stamp. So we have everything covered for shipping. So that's all complimentary. Then we have a specimen bag. And this is what you'd actually put the test kit into. You'd either put the test kit or these tubes into this biohazard bag just to protect it. And then everything gets put into this FedEx clinical pack. And then you just send it back to us. And it comes back to our laboratory. We do the analysis. The analysis takes anywhere from 48 to 72 hours, business hours, because we're not open on the weekend, but you'll have your results back faster than pretty much any test that's out there. So our goal is to help you improve your health. It's February. We're getting close to being March. We're almost to be a quarter into the year. And I really don't want you to wait any longer to start experiencing better health. And I know that sounds like, I'm very biased because I work with Immuno Laboratories, but something that we've implemented here at Immuno Laboratories is we've actually decided to no longer bill insurance. And the reason that we did that is because we actually have a certificate of guarantee. Now I realize it's probably a little tricky to see all the words on this guarantee, but this guarantee simply states you will experience measurable improvement within 90 days or we will refund your entire testing fee for the Immuno Blood Print and Nutritional Program. So we're not just out there saying, hey, come work with us because we think it might work. We know that we will be able to help you. And if for some reason we're not able to help you, we'll refund that money back to you, because health is complex. It is a puzzle, and you have to figure out what piece is going to make the biggest difference for you. But in our opinion, the first thing that you need to look at is the food that you're eating, because you do not want to be fueling that symptom or condition on a daily basis. So please, reach out to us. Let's have a conversation. Let's find a way to finally help you. I don't want you to be like the individual that suffers with 10 years with rheumatoid arthritis. I would instead like you to be the individual that had optimal health for their entire life. Thank you.